In the last class, we have seen about OpenODS view. So we understood how do we consume HANA models in BW bus. So we are actually supposed to see a topic about how do we import BW objects into HANA. Before that, I just want to finish off with advanced DSO and composite, because today is Sunday, we can spend some more time. We can see the topic of importing BW objects into HANA tomorrow also, because that's not a big topic. So now I'm going to touch on advanced DSO. Okay. So we're going to touch on advanced DSO. So this is a news info provider, like how we had InfoCube or DSO. Yeah. This will be a new provider bus, advanced DSO. Yeah. So InfoCube behaves like additive object, and ODS behaves like we use ODS for overwriting and Cube for additive. And ODS comes with three tables: active table, new table, change log. And when you load data, it gets into new table. Then when you activate, it gets activate the data and puts into active table and maintains entries in the change log. And Cube will have F table and D table. And then when you load data, it gets into F table, and from there, when you compress, it moves on to E table. If you look at write output DSO, it will have only single table, active table, where data is loaded to it holds technical keys also into it. So what they have done is, for each kind of behavior, instead of going for a different provider, they wanted to have one provider which can behave any way like this. They wanted a provider which can behave like with overwrite or with additive or with only like a write out with DSO, just with active table, like anything. So what they have come out with something called advanced DSO. It will be a single type of BW object which can manage like anything. If you see this, it will be a single type of BW object. By managing the properties of it, you will see some check boxes. By managing properties of it, we can enable it to behave like ODS or Cube or write on DS, whatever. And next important is you can combine infobit and field-based modeling both. Yesterday you've seen in OpenODS we are using field-based modeling, purely the metadata of the source objects. Even with advanced DSO, you will be able to leverage the infobjects. You'll be able to leverage both infobjects as well as field-based modeling, both. So I'll be able to leverage the fields from the source object metadata, as well as I can create my own infobjects and use. So you can leverage both. And when I say new intuitive modeling, see, advanced DSO can only be created from Eclipse tool. By leveraging the BW modeling tools, we can create advanced DSOs. So that's the major. So going forward, whenever you want to have some provider which can have data persistence, means which can store data physically, we'll be going with advanced DSO. For virtual accessing of data, we'll go with OpenODS view. And when you want to combine multiple providers, it will be composite provider. That's the focus on it. And basically the optimizations you get is faster data loading, because it's all handled by push down into HANA. Basically, let's say you've created an advanced DSO like Cube. I can change the scenario to DSO without deleting data. Without deleting data, I'll be able to change the scenario also. Not compulsory we need infobjects. We can use infobjects. That's flexible. We'll see. And when you're going with the DSO, let's say when you're creating a advanced DSO like Cube, we can have up to max 120 key fields, because in the Cube, all your characteristics are referred as key. So in the real time, we are doing like this. Say, if I have a cube, if I want to eliminate the cube and replace that with the DSO, we're seeing if the cube has got within 120 characteristics, then I'm able to convert it to advanced DSO because max key fields is only 120 bus. But if I have a cube with more than 120 characteristics, I'll not be able to replace that with an advanced DSO bus. In that case, we have been going with the normal standard DSO, normal classical DSO bus. And it also have SID generation, which will basically improve your query performance. This is like it. Very simple, nothing much complex on this. But only thing is, to understand this well, you have to be really strong with the basic knowledge of cube and DSO and right optimized DSOs. If you're strong with that providers, there's nothing like it. So I have this requirement now. I have this flat file data source. I have a flat file data source. This one ZHD sales 04. You all know how to create a flat file data source. I have the flat file and the data source ready. From this data source, if I want to read the data virtually, then I can go with OpenODC. But this time it's not virtual. I would like to physically load the data into BW system. So I would like to persist the data in BW physically. So I would like to use any provider like standard classical DSO or a cube or something, or right optimized DSO. Instead of doing all this, we have a new provider called advanced DSO, which can be leveraged for data persistency. So this will be my data source, and I want it like a cube. Let's see. Now to create advanced DSO, I must go into BEAD Eclipse tool. Within Eclipse tool, I'll have to use this BW modeling tools. Now let me go to my info area and then right click on this info area and say new advanced DSO. Just give the name Q10 ADSO1. Okay. Now, similar to your cube or DSO, I can create advanced DSO by taking other objects as template. I can use data source as a template or info provider as a template or whatever it is. Now this time, since I'm loading data from a data source, so I told you advanced DSO will take both fields as well as info objects together, right? It can take both. So I would like to leverage this metadata from the transfer structure of my data source. If you look at the data source, it has already got the fields in it. Look at this: sales order number, month name, year, customer, product, all this. I would like to leverage this field structure definitions in building my advanced DSO. So what I'll say, I would like to go with the template data source. This is my data source. Just select the data source here. So when I use this data source as a template, it automatically takes all the fields of this to create, will be considered to create my advanced DSO. Okay, fine. You come to this screen. We'll come to this checkbox later. Now, there's something I told you. Advanced DSO is an info provider which can act like cube or which can act like normal standard DSO, or which can act like right optimized DSO. But how it acts depends on the properties what you manage here. So these are the properties where you basically, by enabling this set of properties, you indicate the system to act as, indicate the system whether it has to be treated as a cube or a standard DSO or a right optimized DSO. Well, if you look at this checkbox, it says activate or compress data. So you're creating an advanced DSO. If you want to have the activation mechanism or compression, now in what kind of object do you prefer activation mechanisms? in what kind of provider. Let's say I give you three options: right optimum DSO, standard DSO, or a queue. Out of this, in which kind of provider do we have the process of activating data? Standard DSO. Now, out of these three objects, in what kind of a provider do you have the concept of compression? Queue. Good. Now, this checkbox is: do you want to enable activation or compression? For either of this, you have to enable the checkbox. Let's say I'm trying to create a object like DSO. I'll say I want activation. Next, you have a checkbox called write changelog data. Now, when you say write changelog data, in what kind of, let's say you have write object DSO, standard DSO, and queue. In what kind of provider do we have the option of writing data into changelogs? Standard DSO, right? So if I say I want activation by writing data in changelog, then that becomes what? Then that becomes a standard DSO. Then that becomes a standard DSO. And even in standard DSO, you have an option of unique data records, not to allow duplicate records. If you want, I can enable this. Then this becomes like a standard DSO with not allowing duplicate records. Okay. Suppose now look at this checkbox. All characteristics are key. Reporting on union of inbound and active. See, you can treat this inbound as F table and active table as, I'll tell you, inbound is nothing but new table as F table and active table as E table. Now let's say in what kind of provider where all the characteristics are referred as key and you do reporting on both the F table as well as E table, union of both F and E. In which provider do you do that? Q. So then if you enable this checkbox, then that becomes I said I want compression and I want to deal it with where all the characteristics are referred as key with reporting of union and active and new table. Then that becomes like a queue. You don't have to really worry about all these checkboxes. You don't have to really learn about all this also. See, if you click this icon here you can choose. You have standard, right, queue. So for example, if I select standard DSO and say OK, you see this settings enabled as active with compressed data with changelog. So it is going to write the changelog data. For example, if I say I want write out my DSO, write out DSO means, will it have activation process? Will it have compression process? No activation process, no compression process. Yeah. Now let's select. See, if none of these properties are selected, then that will be treated as a write out mesh DSO. Suppose if I select my queue, then it says activate. It means you need compression, and I want all the characteristics to be referred as keys. So this way you can also do these options. And there's one more option I can think on. Now tell me, what is the purpose of the changelog table? No audio again. Charging point. Then why this? Now can you all hear me now? Okay. Okay, boss. Now tell me, answer me logically. Say in a standard DSO, what is the purpose of writing data in the changelog table? Why should I write the entries in changelog? I'll get the updated status of the record from active table, right? Why should I maintain the data in the changelog? After activating data in DSO, can I delete the changelog data table directly? Or what is the effect when I delete data in change log? Yeah. If I delete data in the change log, I will not be able to process delta to the next level targets, right? I will not be able to process delta to the next level targets. But what if I have a scenario where I wanted to have a DSO where I would like to do reporting on it, no data marting on that. I have a DSO. What if I need a DSO with overwriting, but that is a final info provider where I'm not loading to the next level target? In that case, do I need change log bus? I'm only using it for reporting bus then. In that case, do I need that? No, right? So now look at this. If I use this option, and if you can go with the layers also, reporting layer. Now look at this. Reporting on active data table only. What does this mean? I would like to, you can see this. If you select this, it means what? Reporting on active data table only means what? I would like, when I say active data table, I'm going to refer to the standard DSO concept, but no change log goes. See, look at this. I'm going to, in this case, it enables only this checkbox, which will have activation process, but it does not write any change log. Can this be an option suitable in a scenario where I would like to use a DSO with activation, but that is a final info provider where I'm not doing any data marting after that and just using it for reporting? Can this be useful now? Because if you go with standard DSO, you have to go with change log bus. You have to it writes change log and you have to explicitly delete after that. Yeah. If I use this option, reporting on union of active table and inbound queue, what does this mean? You should understand active table as E table and inbound nothing but new data table as F table bus. When the advanced DSO is referred as a cube, active table will be referred as E table, and new inbound queue, which is new table, will be referred as F table bus. Now reporting on union of active data table and inbound queue, nothing but union of E table and F table. For what kind of provider do we do that? It's for a cube. Now when I select this, this enables a checkbox like cube bus, where all characteristics are referred as key. Now data acquisition layer, where we use it on the initial staging layer, which is where pretty much we use it as a write augment DSO. Look at this, nothing is enabled, then this becomes a write augment DSO. Okay. So I have this normally for corporate memory also use write augment DSO only. Then when you want to go with corporate memory with compression, then it is like activating without any change log bus. I want corporate memory with compression with the delta. If I need to process delta, then I need change log entries. But without change log, it is enabling with inbound data and look at this. You tell this is like this. Say in a cube. Do you know what is compression in a cube bus? You all know, right? So the point is, after compression of the cube, can I perform the delta load to the next level targets bus? No, because you don't have the request ID, right? So same way, here I want activation, but I still see inbound is nothing but new data table bus. So even after activation, I still want the data to be stored in the new table so that it extracts from there. That because new table will have the request number, right? From there it will be able to perform the delta load bus. Depending on the scenario to scenario, we can basically say in the data propagation layer, you preferably go with normal standard DSO. So activation with change log bus. So at what, based on the enterprise data warehousing layer, you can just choose at what object you want at what layer bus. Okay. So these are the flexibilities. Now I'm okay with standard DSO. Okay. Now when you go to details, you basically already have the, see these fields have come in. Why? Because while creating DSO, I have choose the data source as a template. It has taken all the fields of the data source and created my DSO, this DSO bus. After getting this, I can still change. I'm okay, but I need to specify the key fields first, right? So I say keys. I want the key as sales order number. So sales order number would be key, and all others would be non-data fields. Okay. And even for this field, basically, if you see, I can basically change the data types if I want. I can also go with amount. I can specify the currency quantity field because I want this currency field. For quantity, I need to associate with unit fields. I can do that. Aggregation, I can specify one. I want quantity with aggregation as sum. I want this amount also aggregation with sum bus. Done. If I want, I can basically change. Apart from this, let's say I want to add, instead of this customer field, let's simple. I just want to remove this. I want to remove that customer field and add an info bit here, which is already there. Yes. I will use this as customer. So I can basically combine fields and info objects also into this advanced DSO. I can combine both fields and info objects first. Okay. Fine. And like normal, suppose if you want to, like similar to your key, if you want to create partitions on this advanced DSO on which field sales order number I would like to create partitions, I can do. Here I can look at about creating indexing on this advanced DSO. Then there's something DDIC information. This will tell you the tables what it is going to create. Normally, if you look at this, when you create a standard DSO, it is going to create active table, new table, change log. If it is QF table, E table, right out is only active table. When you create an advanced DSO, whether it is like standard DSO or like cube or right out DSO, it always creates 5 database objects in the backend. You're showing 3, but I'll tell you it'll create 5 database objects first. Three database tables and 2 database views. Okay, 2 normal views. Okay, or logic cheptanu. I'll tell you now what is those 3 tables. Slash bi cr0. Okay, slash a. Then the advanced DSO name 1. New data table. Then 2 active table, then 3 which is change log table. Then we'll create 2 database views, one is 6 and one is with 7. If you see this 6 and 7, it shows you here. 7 is the reporting view, 6 is the extraction view. I'll tell you what it is. See, these 2 are database views. These 2 are database views also. So 7 will be used for reporting and 6 will be used for extraction. And I can't, now look, I have some doubt here. Normally, in the normal DSO, reporting is done on which table bus? Reporting is done which table? Active table. Now that will be, that should have been here 2 bus. Suppose if it is cube, if it is DSO like object, then 1 is the new table, 2 is the active table, and 3 is the change log. If it is like cube like object, then 1 is considered to be F table and 2 is considered to be E table. Then it will not use the 3. So when you have what logic in that, when you have an advanced DSO like standard DSO, then reporting should be done on 2. When you have advanced DSO, sorry, when you have an advanced DSO like cube, it has to be done, reporting should be done on the union of both 1 and 2. And if it is like right order DSO, 1 will be used as active table. In that case, reporting should be done on 1 only. So instead of dynamically changing that which table to be used, what they have done is dynamically they are generating their database view. The definition of the view will be changed automatically in the backend. So they say view number 7 should be used for reporting, but the definition, internal definition of the view, whether it is built on the table 2 or built on the union of 1 and 2 or only 1, it differs on the type of object what you created was. That is their logic was. That same way for extraction also. If it is DSO, you prefer it to do delta from the change log, table number 3. If it is cube, before compression, I would prefer to load from 1. So depending on the type of object from which table the data has to be extracted also differs. So instead of keep changing the scenario, they have built one dynamic view where the definition of the view will have the tables to be used for extraction dynamically, which will be built. That's their logic here. So you don't have to worry about it. Just activate. I have some problem. Okay. For me, int it cannot be so. Okay. It is saying the field name here is reserved, so I just want to make it as ZDA. So my advanced DSO has been created, was done, and I can find that in RSA or normal BW. This is my advanced DSO. Okay. Now I would like to load data into. So loading would be pretty much same, no difference. Transformations, DTP, info package, all the same. I just want to create transformations. It doesn't go through, but I can write a start routine, end routine, all those. Info is already there. I'll just create DTP and just keep. I'm not running it now. I'm just creating that. I would like to load multiple times. I'm just putting full, but it also supports delta. Everything is there. Same normal transfer. But before I do this, I just want to show you. Okay, I'll go to modeler. You remember this Q10 ADSO1, right? Okay. So we understood that it is going to create a lot of tables in the backend, right? Active table, new table, change. Look, I would like to see in which schema will it create that? In the BW schema. Let me go to the tables. Let me filter for Q10 ADSO1. And it will also have database views also. I told you. Q10 ADSO1. So if I go to the tables, I should see 3 tables. /basis /a Q10 ADSO1 1, ending with 1, which will be new table. Ending with 2, it will be active table. Ending with 3, will have change log table. If you remember, see any type of object, it will create those 3 tables first. Whether it does use those table or not depends on what kind of object it is been modeled as. Normally, if you one is new table will have what? Request number, data packet, record number. Let me see the definition. Request number, data packet, record number, then all the key and data fields. But if you look at active table will have only key fields and data fields, no technical keys. So sales order number referred as key field and others as data fields. Again, change log will have request number, all those. It will have request number, data packet, partition number. No partition here, just the packet record number. Okay. Okay. That's how you'll have those three tables created. Apart from those three tables, you'll have two views, I said. Two database views. One is 6 and 7. 7 is used for reporting and 6 is used for extracts. Now tell me, I created this like a standard DSO, right? So reporting will be done on which table? Reporting will be done on which table? Boss? Table 2, right? So yeah, table 2. 7 is the reporting view. When I go to the definition of the view, I see it is built on the table 2. 2 is the active table. When I go to the definition, when I go to create statement, you will dynamically see it is built on which table was? What table is this? From what? What is this table? What is this table was? 2 is what? Active table was. Atla. Atla again, like if you create it like cube, automatically the view definition is changed. That is how they are able to handle single provider which can behave like cube as well as OD. That's one back end logic. Okay. Okay. Let me basically run this DTP. Mm. In manage could be this will have a different way of manage. It's completely pushed down to HANA, so it's very. This will be very fast. I think that is only the refresh problem. Let me just refresh. ఎందుకు ఏం ఎత్తుకోవడం ఫస్ట్ 1 second, let me load again. Mm. I think that request. One second, boss. Let me just- అదే కదా పక్కన స్పేస్ ఉన్నట్టు. Okay, boss. Now the 49 records have been loaded, but all the 49 records will be in which table, was? This we have not yet activated, so all the data will be in which table? Table number 1. And here for advanced DSO, the requests are not maintained like RE key view, something like that, or DTPR. It maintains the request number with the timestamp, like a timestamp. Okay. Now the table number 2 is still has got no data, and table number 3 still has got no data. Now after I basically activate this, now I go to manage of the advanced DSO, select the request, and you say activate. Activate request by request. You can do all those. And the activation also is really fast because it is all done. All activation is done. So if activation is done, you will have no data in 1, and all the data is moved to 2, and respective entries are written into the 3 with all those new n as a new image. Same way before image, after image, the same concept works out here. Okay. Okay. Now when I do reporting, it obviously start giving the data from the table to which will be active tables. That is how your advanced DSO can be used as a DSO bus. Our next one, where I would like to show you as a queue. Let's create one more advanced DSO. Same data source I'll take, but I want it as a cube. I can take, if you want to copy the advanced DSO which is already created, I can do that. I can also go with data source, but I can go with the provider Q10 ADSO 1. So it basically copies all the info objects or fields from there. And I wanted this like what? I wanted this like a cube. So add compression with all characteristics at key. So it's all there. All characteristics will be referred as key. Just activate. So it is done. Again, basically, even if it is created like cube, we still have those three tables. If you look at the reporting view, now since it is like cube, it will use a table 1, which is new table as F table, and table 2 as active table as the E table. And table 3 change log will not be used here. So since it is like a cube, the reporting should be done on table 1 or table 2. So before compression, the data will be in 1. After compression, the table data will be in 2. So now reporting should be done on 2 or 1 or a union of both. Tell me, reporting should be done on table 1 or table 2 or union of both 1 and 2. The new 1 and 2. So if you look at the definition of this reporting view 7, it will basically create a view union of, look at this, what is table 1 union all, okay, table 2 అట్లా నువ్వు క్రియేట్ చేసే ప్రొవైడర్ బట్టి ఆటోమేటిక్గా రిపోర్టింగ్ వ్యూ డెఫినేషన్ మారిపోతుంది. ఓకే, okay, let me just run this load. You'll have 49 records. You still have to go with activation enabled. You just activate it, but activation here nothing but what? Compression. Your activation nothing but is compression. Now you will have data in table number 1, which will be referred as F table with request number. Table number 2 is considered as E table, and 3 is change log. Change log is not used, right? Now let's see. After I basically, this is like compression now. Activation is nothing but compression in case of a cube-like object. It's done. Once it is done, basically it will aggregate all the data from F is moved out after compression, and the data has been moved into E table, but no request ID information maintained. But if you go to the changelog, no changelog table is maintained, because in case of cube, changelog table is not maintained. Okay, this is fine. Now what I want is, I would like to build another normal cube rather. I'll create one more advanced DSO, same like this. because I want to show you data markers. Q10 ADSO 3. I'm just building advanced DSO and another advanced DSO. And from advanced DSO, I would like to load into next level advanced DSO. So from advanced DSO 2, I would like to load into 3. So right click on 3, say create transformations. Source is what? Again advanced DSO. Okay, first let me do a first DTP, which is will be delta. Like in it. So this will be using this extraction view, which is view number 6. Yeah, it loads all those 49 records. Done. ఇప్పుడు నాకేంటంటే now for DSO 2 again I load some new request. Delta ఎలా పోతుందో నాకు చూడాలి important. So advanced DSO 2 is like a cube, right, for us. So let me load into advanced DSO 2. Again 49 records loaded. But if I go to advanced DSO 2 manage, it is not allowing me to do this. See, if I select this is a new request, right? If I select this and try to activate, it does not do anything. So what is it says? None of the selected data load requests could be activated. Why? Here, because advanced DSO 2 is like a queue. Activation is like compression. It is not allowing me to do compression. Why? Can anyone tell me? Because after compression, I'll not be able to process delta to the next level target, right? So now if I do report, now if you see there is some data in table number 1. Now there is some data in table number 1, there is some data in table number 2. So will it fetch from table 1 or table 2 or union of both? So table 1 will be treated as F table and table 2 will be treated as E table. From both, 1 and 2 both, union. That is what cube is. So what I will do, first let's process the delta from 2 to 3. Okay, now after processing, now you'll have a flag there which indicates it's loaded. Previously it was it was white there. This was white, which indicates whether updated or not. You can just double click on this and see update all targets. Now select this. Now I can activate. Now I'll be able to compress it. So this is advanced DSO. Now I want to create an advanced DSO like right optimized DSO. Let me use the same. I want this as right optimized. I'm okay. Let's activate. Again, it will create those tables, but it will create those 3 tables and views. But now this time it will use only one table, because if you remember, your right optimized will have only active table with technical keys in it, and it feels the table 1 is suitable. So when you go to modeler, So even the reporting, extraction, everything will be done on one only. So only one table will be considered as active table. So even extraction reporting view is built on table one. Extraction view is also built on table one. There will be only one table used. And the table one will have technical key, because when you say write optimized, you wanted to have technical keys, and the technical keys, it has got technical keys and data fields key fields, and it act as write optimized DSO now. So when you basically load, you can go with advanced DSO also. Let's say from 3, I would like to load it also. Load those 98 records, then but I do not have all these 98 records will be in table 1, but there is no activation, nothing here. Look at this. This is deactivated. Right? Since this write out means no activation, no compression, nothing. The data will go and sit into table 1, and the data from table 1 itself will be used for reporting as well as for extraction. So this is like advanced DSO, like write out measures. This is the concept of advanced DSOs. That's it. If you really understand it, I think nothing like it. Because it's actually a combination of the knowledge what we had on standard DSO, right optimized, and Q. So this is about advanced DSO. Now let's deal with composite provider. Let's take break for 5 minutes. Then we'll start with composite provider. Okay. Hello, can you all hear me? Hello. Okay. Now next topic we go deal with the composite provider. Basically, what happens is like we have multi-provider and infoset, right? Multi-provider works with union and infoset works with join, inner join, left outer join, or temporal joins, right? So SAP has come out with, because, and we never used to use infosets because it was performing a join at the application layer was affecting the query performance a lot. So what SAP has done is SAP has come out with another new provider called composite provider, which is basically a replacement for your multi-provider and infoset. I know in 7.4 they have not given left temporal join concept, but in 7.5 we do have temporal join concept also. So it completely replaces infoset also. Not only for inner join, left outer join, even for temporal joins, composite provider replaces the infoset completely. Yeah. Okay. Now, when it comes to composite provider, we'll have two types here. One is local composite provider, what you create from RSA1 from the modeling part, and we have HANA based composite providers. In 7.3, they just gave this, and in 7.4, we had this HANA based composite providers now. Even when you collect that and transport request, you see this as COPR and you see this as HANA based composite providers. Okay. And in HANA based composite provider, you'll have much more flexible of drag and drop and much more simpler. Let me show you. Um, when you go to the Spiegel RS Limo, you create a composite provider from here. This will be local bus, local composite provider. This is the local composite provider, but this is no more used. Okay, and we can create composite provider from BW modeling tools from the Eclipse. Okay, Now let's take some requirement and then let me just show you. First, let me show you the union operation which can simulate your multi-provider. Here I've got sales cubes. Each cube gives me data for one particular year. This is for 2012, sales for 13, sales for 14, sales for 15. If you see, this will show me data for the year 2012. దీంట్లో అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి 12, 13, 14, 15. Sorry. This has got everything. But if you see this 15, I think only 15 is there. Yeah, this got data only for 2015. And I've got this cube giving me data for 2014. Yeah, this is giving only data for 2014. Same way I have 2013 cube which is giving data only for 2013. So I just want to combine all this data and unify and then do reporting across years. ZIC, SIC, SORD. So I would like to, normally we go with multi-provider, but I would like to now you simulate this with composite providers. So in the BW modeling tools, right click on the unifier, then you get option as composite provider. So I go with union. Here you can basically, suppose if you want to use this composite provider into another composite provider, then you enable this checkbox. And there will be some query runtime properties, whether you want to enable cache or read, what should be your read mode of the queries on this. Yeah. With a parallel, you need, and do you want to enable parallelism or not? You can control all these properties. Basically, this is where you select add, and then so I would like to go with 13, 14, and 15. Add all this. So I get this. So this object will represent 15 cube. This will represent 14. This will represent 13. But this will represent the union of all this. From all this, I don't need much of it. I just want sales order. Then I just want to take the year. Then I want the key figures. Okay, close this cube and do the same mapping. Same way from 2013 cube. See, it could be scenario where structures are not same. So let's say the customer is only from this cube I have taken. Possible, okay. Now in the output tab, you do the mapping. Now, say for this customer field, I would like to do some association and get some. You can associate with OpenODS view in Forbit, same kind of association you can have, and then just say activate. This is about creating composite provider. That's it. This is one like multi-prod. I want display data. Same like multi-prod, you won't get a characteristic like zero info prod which tells you which record is from which provider of this. I know this structure was selected only from this. That's why the customer comes identification is only from this provider. So you will be able to differentiate based on the providers also. You'll have zero info prod, same like multi-prod. And apart from this, don't worry on what I'm trying to do now. We'll touch that as a separate topic. Okay, look at this. I have this cube. Now there's a different requirement. Now I have a cube. I have view. I have an analytical view which is giving data for insufficient privileges. I don't know, but okay. I'll show next scenario, or I can see this one. ఏదో play అవుతాం. Okay. So this is actually giving me contract information. If you see this view, I have got an analytical view which is actually giving me information about a contract, whether what is the contract number and the start date, end date, overall contract information. Now what I have a requirement is I just want to consider only this. Consider this as my sales queue. This is my sales queue and it's got contract number. Fine, okay. I've got contract number. Now from this contract number, I would like to join to the analytical view and get the details of the contractors. So this time I'm going with a join. Normally we do that with InfoSet, but now I would like to do that with the composite provider. Now I'm trying to join one cube and one analytical view. SSDSCON. Let me get into BW modeling tools. Now this time I'm going to show you a join. Q10. I'm going with join or whatever it is. First is the provider. SICSWRT 15. First is the queue. Next I want to go with HANA view, which is I can use HANA views and combine them with. Yes, SSDCON. I can use this, or I can use this. So I'm basically performing a join between a cube, which is a BW provider, and analytical view. I can also use calculation views. And if you go to this, I want this joining to be when I take, so join would be on the contract, right? When I take this contract number here, it asks me what is associated field. So this would be a join condition. When I drag this contract number onto this join condition, it asks me what is the corresponding field in the other object. This is the contract number. So I would like to join this on contract number to contract number, and then take some of the objects from this. I'll take sales order, I'll take customer, and I'll take product, and then I also take in some sales quantities counter from here. And for contract, what is it? What I want to see, end date of the contract, or a contract type, start date, contract volume unit, something. I subjoin it of this and then take. Okay, I have no issues, then done. Inner join. Now if I see the data, there's some field problem, but you'll be able to see this data. So that's how you can basically join analytical view as well as your BW providers or calculation views. Okay, HANA models and BW providers also can be joined. So basically, you can build a complex scenario also in the composite provider with union, all joins, everything. Now look at this. You go with normal union. Then basically, I add, let's say, all the cubes. I also have views on that. Mm, so I take this calculation views. I've taken calculation views. Okay. So let me select this union and just bring in nothing much. Let me just bring sales order and quantity. Okay, and then I want year. Same way I want it from 14th. Same way I take 2015. I won't take contact number also. Okay. About union of all this. No. Now this union result I would like to join it with what? I can say now you have unified this. Now it's a join. Look at this. I can say join with. I want to show that. What is? Look at the symbol. It says join. Okay. Click on join with BW provider. So I have a contract cube, so which I would like to. Yes, I see. Contract compliance. SICCON. Yeah. So now the result of this union, I am joining with this based on. I would like to use the contract number for join. So drag this onto the join condition. Class me which one? So contract number. Then after joining, I want all these fields into my view, into my join results. From here, just take something. Customer, I want, then product, I want sales work, I want start date, I want same date. So we can do all those. Uh, See, this is an inner join of this union and this, and also we can have an option of replacing with something else also. So which will combine both union operation as well as join operation. We can all simulate all this also. So we're able to use HANA models as well as BW providers together. So that will result me union of the views and join. So this is the result now. This is actually union of the data, and I also get the contract information joined together. So like this, I can have composite provider built in which can perform union of this. This is still 7.4. In 7.5, you also have the option of doing temporal joins also. And since if you look at the join operations with InfoSet and compare the join operation of InfoSet with composite provider will perform join much faster because the composite provider is performing join at the back end, pushing down the mechanism to HANA database bus. That is much faster. This is fine, but next important thing is very important thing is this program. So you already have a BW system which was up and running with some normal database. So you have built a lot of multi-providers or infosets. But now once you upgrade your system to or migrate your system to HANA DB, what will happen to the existing info providers or existing multi-provider or infosets? Instead of recreating, what you can do is we have a program which can basically convert that multi-provider to composite pro. For example, now I have this multi-provider. Let me open this program. So very, very important program. Because by using this program, we can convert the existing multi-provider or info sets into composite providers without recreating them again. Now say virtualization layer. Let's say I have this multi-provider sales orders based on DSO. Yeah, I have this multi-provider which is actually combining all the cubes, which is a multi-provider. So I would like convert this multi-provider into composite. Just give this. Just give the name of the composite provider. I'll say Q10 convert. I want to take backup, not simulate. I would like to really convert info provider and also copy the queries. You don't have to recreate queries also. If there are any, I want to do this. If there's any with this name, if you already have a composite provider, let it overwrite. So there is one query and which I'm moving it out. Even query is getting, so what is the program name? Converted. Now if I go to my modeling, I should see Q10 convert. Okay. I see this Q10 convert and I can take this. So this is the converted one. So which is actually there was a multi-prod which we replaced it with the composite providers. And I can even open this composite provider and see in the HANA based composite providers. In the program, this is the name RSO convert IPRO to HANA based composite provider. Very, very important program. There was a person who actually cleared it just with this program name. Because when you basically migrate your BW system to HANA, you'll have to use this program and convert your multi-providers into HANA-based composite providers. Okay. Okay. So this is about composite providers. Now we'll stop it here, and tomorrow we'll see about how do we import BW objects into HANA. Okay. Thank you. But if you want, I can send the deck. But if there are any mistakes, don't just cross check. Okay, because I just typed in what I never updated with the new versions. I not updated it. Okay, I'll send that. Thank you.